Hi, I'm Rich with Inside HPC. We're here at OSCON 2012 in Portland, and I'm here with Luke Kanies from Puppet Labs. You're the founder and CEO. So Luke, this is all about community, open source. How important is that to Puppet Labs and what you guys are doing?
Open source community is absolutely critical to Puppet. We built the company at conferences exactly like this, open source conferences around the world. And the users of Puppet, the people who talk about it, who ask questions on the internet, those people are exactly why we exist, and it's how we know we're doing well. And as long as they stay happy, we know we're doing well. And you know, you look at the growth of the community over time, and you look at the thousands of people we have on our mailing list, the hundreds, almost 1,000 people on our see your channel all the time. That's really the life and blood of Puppet and of Puppet Labs. And you look at most of our company, that company has come mostly from the community. So.
Okay, well, what about the business end of things? What do you got new in terms of products and technologies? What's going on?
Yeah, so things are going really well. There's a really interesting time at the company. We've been really focusing on making our core products better and better all the time. But a big part of what we're trying to do at Puppet Labs is not just about a single product, but the overall customer experience. So we've been trying to find what are things that our customers are doing right now that they need some help on, or that there's an area where we can make it better. So two things that I think are really interesting right now. One is we made the Puppet infrastructure better by building what we call Puppet DB, which is a data storage service that holds all the data that's going on in your Puppet infrastructure. Data is absolutely a critical part of Puppet. We've got one customer who just their Puppet infrastructure is producing 750 gigabytes of data a day. So having a database that can handle that kind of data, that can handle the influx, because it's not just about quantity. Quantity is easy, but the rate of that data coming in is very quick. If you've got 30 or 40,000 machines checking in every half an hour, and sometimes they want to be able to deploy in 60 seconds or less, that kind of rate is really difficult. So we've got a great application, and that's written in Clojure. And I was talking to the main developer of that application yesterday, and he says he's been told by the Clojure community that might actually already be the most widely deployed Clojure application in the world. So we estimate around 5,000 to 10,000 people already running Puppet DB. It's only been out for about a month, and it's already heavily used because it's such a critical part of making Puppet itself better.
Now, is that a fundamental change to the architecture, or is that something you can add on if you need it?
It's a little bit of both. So our goal in the end is to make that data service in some way required, because there's so many things you can do with that data that you can't do without it. But we've been running with a less performant system for a long time that we had to have optional, because we knew we couldn't get it to scale at the level that some customers like Google, who are running 50,000, 70,000 nodes, they couldn't work on the previous system. This system we think will work at those scales, so we're on the path to that becoming a required part of the system. But today it's still optional, but there's so many great things you get from that I can't imagine people not using it. In our commercial, obviously, our commercial version will include that by default, and it'll make it so that it's not just required, but it's baked in and works for you brilliantly.
Okay, so anything else going on the product side?
Yeah, so we just, at the EMC World I think in June, we announced a new provisioning tool called Razor. I'm really excited about this because provisioning is really the first step of the machine lifecycle. And you have something that on the one hand is as thin as possible, because your whole life isn't provisioning. Provisioning is this very small step, but you also want something that integrates into the system you're already using, right? You want something that hands critical data to Puppet, that takes advantage of as much technology and as many tools as possible, and Razor does a great job of all those things. It's built on mCollective, it's built on Factor, and it hands up into Puppet very well. So and we built it in partnership with EMC, and we're really excited about that.
Well, terrific. So any other successes? What's going on with the company?
We just more and more users, and you like to say that we've just got so many users that no one user can stand out, but these days we just posted a video of an interview with somebody from CERN talking about the new data centers that they're building with Puppet, and they're building a 300,000 server infrastructure that they're managing with Puppet. And there's a video on our website talking about that experience. There was an interview, and some of our guys got a tour of their facilities there. And obviously CERN, these are the same people who just discovered the Higgs boson, and just really, really exciting.